Yeah, hello and welcome to Speed Gig today with Frasier Moore. Brian, you play big shows with bands like Justin Timberlake, Madonna, Christina Aguilera. Do you sometimes feel like you work too much?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but you know how this business goes. You know, if you have a great thing going, you have to stick with it and see where it leads, or you can not do it and you'll know where that leads to. So, but I've been blessed. I'm really thankful for the opportunities that I've had. I still get nervous, but I'm human. So.
Cool. And right now we're in Zurich, and you're doing a drum clinic called Eat Your Sticks.
Yes.
How is that going for you?
Actually, it's going pretty good. Each stop that we have in the tour, I try to do a drum clinic. So here in Zurich, it happened to be with Eat Your Sticks. This is a school that they have here. Amazing drummers. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, and how do you do this lessons? Are you like the mentor, and there are lots of people like, Brian, tell me how to do it?
that would be weird, but it's something like that. But usually they'll have their own problems and their own questions that they have. You know, I'm having problems with tuning drums. I need more ideas as far as groove, or I'm not really a flashy drummer, so you know, whatever their situation is. After the clinic, I then take on one-on-one time with them.
Yeah, Brian, like we talked about your interactions with big stars before. What is it that makes you special? What is it that what do you do better than other people, than other drummers? Why is it you on the big stage?
I'm still searching for that answer, but I think a lot of times my detail to music, or my respect to the music. Sometimes these artists spend months in the studio, sometimes years programming drums and sounds, and with me I try to come in and I'll trigger those sounds live so that it's better for a DVD or anything like that, no flams, or I'll pay attention to the beats and what they're exactly doing and try to speak, you know, in that way. So I think if I had to choose something, I would say my attention to detail.
Okay, cool. Speaking of triggering, do you play with Click?
Yes, the whole show. Okay, is Click.
Yeah, we spoke about those big concerts. What do like for example, let's take Madonna. What does she expect from a drummer?
Woo, that's a great question. With her. And once again, when I work with these artists, I try to research and see what they like, you know, what drummers came before. With Madonna, it was more of the triggers came into play more because the drummer before, Steve Sadownik, he played all electric drums. Yeah. So here I come with my acoustic set, and it's like, what are you doing? So definitely the triggers and the electronics for Madonna, but the knowledge on dance music, you know, Skrillex or stuff like that, you know, you have to have knowledge on that to be able to meet her where she wants to be. Okay.
Yeah, you talked to us about your tour. You're on tour since when? Yeah.
We started January. What is this? 2014?
Yeah.
We started January 2013.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How do you keep in shape?
Well, besides the drums, I try to do a lot of cardio. You know, the shows tend to be long. At one point, one of our shows were 2 hours and 45 minutes. Wow. Every night.
You have to be an athlete for that.
Yeah, you know, it's for drums. For you know what we do, it's very physical. So I try to keep my cardio going, and I try to stay active. And the drums, really playing the drums, helps a lot as far as that's concerned.
What's like the funniest thing that happened to you on tour so far?
On this tour?
Yeah.
What's the funniest thing? Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. Sometimes, if I'm excited, I have a foot switch that switches my patches. I have 42 patches in the show. So sometimes I might get excited and I'll double tap it, you know, and then these crazy sounds are coming out, and everyone's looking at me like, "What are you? We're on the wrong song here." I think on this tour that switching patches has to be one of the funniest things.
When you perform with big stars, is it possible for you to like make a musical input?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's a great question because most of the time as drummers, we would think as drummers, our musical input is drummer. But I find that with me, a lot of times, I try to use the approach of a producer.
Yeah.
So if she's doing something, or he, whatever artist may be, is doing something that a vocal accent, you know, I might try to make something out of that vocal accent. Or if there's an obvious break, I'll try to input something before that. You know, I don't want to scare them, you know. Sometimes they'll think, he's doing extra, stop doing the extra. You know, so I try to meet them halfway with what the extra things that I put in.
What is it like to work at the level like you do? Like, do you guys still hang out together in tour buses, or does everyone arrive with their own bus and just like comes, plays and goes?
No, especially on this tour, it's really family. It's like hanging out with all your brothers, you know,
yeah.
laughing. Oh, look at him, making fun of him. It's just, I think that's what keeps everyone grounded, you know, from the top on down. Everyone's really like a family environment.
That's what it should be like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you've been a professional musician for quite a while now. Do you still like privately enjoy to go to concerts?
Absolutely. I love to go to concerts. I don't want VIP treatment.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that. I'd rather go to a concert with my wife and just, like, we went to see, not too long ago, we went to see Bobby Brown,
yeah.
a New Edition. It was amazing. I love Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
But I still like to do that type of stuff.
Yeah, just like stand in the crowd, get a beer tossed over you and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Just the basic things.
Just the basic things.
Yeah, what is like a musician or especially a drummer that really influenced you, that like changed your way you look at music?
I would say two drummers. First of all, there's Little John Roberts. He's from Philadelphia. We grew up together,
yeah.
In church since we were little guys. So he really turned me on to Vinnie Colaiuta. And once I heard Vinnie Colaiuta, it was over. You know, I was a church guy, so all I knew was church. But when I heard Vinnie, and then I learned about the Electric Band, and then I learned about John Patitucci, and then I learned about all these great players, it was done ever since that point. So I would have to give Little John Roberts definitely a big shout, because he really turned me on to that. And after that, Vinnie Colaiuta is still my #1 famous drummer.
Okay, cool. Like, I have one last question for you, a question I always like to ask, like, people who already made it in the business. What is, like, your #1 tip for young musicians?
I tell you this, from my experience, a lot of times guys will get on gigs and they will forget that they're at work, meaning being on time, meaning knowing what to say, being respectable, being liked. You can be the most amazing drummer in the world, but if for those 2 hours that you're playing on stage, the other 22 hours, if you're a jerk, yeah, then, you know, no one wants to be around you, no one wants to hire you. So I would really say to guys that are out there, when you get the opportunity to get on a gig, please remember that it's work. Like, it's a Fortune 500 company. You know what I mean? It's you. You're representing yourself. Every little thing that you do is under a microscope. So I would definitely suggest that you take it as serious as you always say you want to. You know what I mean? If I could just get on this gig, and then you get on the gig, and then you go downhill.
Cool. Brian, thank you.
Man, thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Thank you.